Hello everyone, you're listening to the Digipire podcast. My name is John Higginbotham, and here on the Digipire podcast we talk about everything there is to discuss about the living in the digital economy, how to make money in the digital economy, how to save money in the digital economy, and everything in between. So today I'm going to talk about how to save money in the digital economy, and as probably a lot of you in the world or in the country, in the United States anyway, are aware of the rising internet costs, cable costs, and especially Comcast. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And my bill has been increasing with them. It went from $100 a month about in 2018, so what, 4 years ago? And then it ballooned up to almost $300, and that was because of package changes and because different things like that. I don't watch a lot of television, but I do use the internet a lot, and in an effort to get the best internet package, I ran up a bill based on some packages they had. So anyway, the bill got to be close to $300 a month. I just got absolutely tired of it. It's just ridiculous. I mean, that's a nice car payment or an upgrade in where you're living or just all kinds of other things that you can do with that money. So right around the time that I wasn't even searching for it, but right around that time I saw an advertisement for T-Mobile home internet, which I have T-Mobile T-Mobile as a mobile carrier, so I knew that they were really good, and their 5G speeds are 5G is very good where I am. And so I thought I'm gonna give that a try. I can't imagine that actually working, so it was $50 a month, and it just seemed too good to be true. I mean, $50 a month. That'd pay for several months from what I'm paying Comcast, that would pay for several months of T-Mobile home internet access. And so I'll see what happens. And so I did it, and it was available in my area. I was still cautiously optimistic. And so when I got the box, I got the modem or whatever, the router about 3 days later, and plugged it up. It took about 10 or 15 minutes, and it worked. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, it worked fine. Well, when I first got it, the speeds were kind of slow. Then after about a day, they picked up to where they were supposed to be. So I'm not sure why that was, or if it would be like that for everyone or whatever. But the first day I got it, I actually was kind of disappointed. And I was still holding on to Comcast because I do a lot of work from home. And it's very important that I have a steady internet connection. And one thing that I noticed was on my phone, I have a Note 20. On my phone, I have 5G, of course, through T-Mobile, and the phone registers speeds of like 70 to 80 megabytes per second. And on the T-Mobile home network, it was registering like less than 20 when I first got it. But everything's fine now. I did it for about a week. I tested it for about a week, and I have several things hooked up to it, and there's not been a decline in quality. Everything's fast, everything's just fine, and it saved me $250, approximately $250 a month. I mean, that's a lot of money. Like I said, that's another car payment, that's an upgrade in your living conditions, that's just a lot of other things that you can do with that money. And that $250 is ongoing. It's like never stops. At least with a car payment, that stops after a period of time, So anyway, I'm very pleased with how it turned out, and I highly recommend it if it's available in your area. I highly recommend it. I did a lot of research on it, and even though I'm not a gamer or anything like that, I saw a review where I guess the dad said that his son was a hardcore gamer. Like, they used a lot of bandwidth, and they went like over a terabyte of data in a month, and they were afraid that T-Mobile would say something to them, or charge them extra, or slow their speeds, or just whatever, and it never happened. That's one thing he was worried about. One thing that you can't do on the T-Mobile home network is you can't run a Plex server or anything like that. So if you're doing anything like that, you might have issues. You might want to stick with your Comcast cable. I don't do that, so that's not an issue for me. I have a dedicated server that I use, but it's not connected to my home. So anyway, I highly recommend that. I'm going to start doing these little short podcasts every once in a while, and start doing a main podcast like once a week, where I go into detail about a few different things. But I decided I'm going to start doing the short version every once in a while, just unscheduled, just whenever I have an idea or a thought or something that I want to relay to you guys. Okay, it's cloudy and rainy here. It's a good day to stay in and get some work done. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So you guys have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll talk soon. Bye.